There's look at this thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies over Jerusalem, and why did it stop one of the most treasured sites in Christianity?
There's a new thing that's making proof for not alone universe. UFO in the form of a bright light is descending over the dome of the rock of Jerusalem.
Alright. We're back. Back in the New York groove. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Your day job. What? Welcome back to part 2 of Goof On Tonight. I'm your host, Rich Giordano, and let's go on. We were talking about Jacques Vallée and his impact on the things that were being said. Let me pull it back up. It was hard for me to get back the show. I had to try twice, but each time was like 3-minute wait in between. Scheduling. Sorry, something went wrong. Please try again. Same thing, and well, eventually it took an extra 7 minutes. Let's just say that. So, buffering, I don't know if we are, but, I checked my internet speeds, man. They're great. At least now. Sorry, guys. All right. It is the internet. I see every other show goes through this. Even Joe Rogan once in a while has an issue. Yes, the king. All right, let's get rid of that. So, anyway, we were talking about Jacques Vallée and that he says that they're putting stuff up in the sky to change us. I believe it. To make men more feminine is one of them. If you look at, and I don't know what this accounts to, but what I heard is why men, like Archie Bunker, when he did that role, I think he was only 50, 45, 50, somewhere in there. He looked 65. So did Edith. And they were 10 years younger. I know a little makeup can do this and that, but even without that shit, I thought they were that age. You look at all of them. Kirk Douglas, Michael Douglas, maybe I'm thinking of. He looked old for his age, and he was a good-looking guy. All those guys. Oh, another one is Sean Connery, right? They look much older. And that's because they grew up in a time, in an era, where they didn't get doused with what's falling from the sky, and also ingesting in our foods, and also drinking all these health food drinks. Next thing you know, you're telling yourselves and your friends, you're telling yourself and your friends, for some reason, I just can't lose weight. The lie about diet, those things are more dangerous than anyone ever thought. And we ingest it at high levels. They got us from above, they got us from below, and now they got us from within. It's called population control. Oh, need I say that and mean it? Yeah, a little bit. It makes sense. It does. If you look at the population of the United States, in the 50 plus years I've been alive, it's doubled. Population has doubled. I think it was 130 million in 68. Now it's 330. What is that? 70% more? Population of the United States in 1968. Says estimates population United States in 1968. Look, this uh, 200 million? Really? How is that possible? I have notes where it's way less than that. What? This is crazy. No way, man. I used to talk about this all the time. It was 130, 150 million people. I used to say, oh my God, we just doubled our population. And I was saying that 20 years ago when I just started doing this stuff. Oh my God, that is so. Something changed. They changed. Oh shit, you know what? I'm having a Mandela effect. What the hell is going on? I don't understand it. There's 342.41 million people in the United States. That was US population table by year, historic and current data. And total population residing in the United States excludes the armed forces abroad. That's a weird thing to say, isn't it? Aren't they civilians? I guess not. Soldiers, I don't understand that. Check this out. I'll show this to you. US population by year. This just blows my mind. Look at this. Yo. Having a tough time tonight. So if we go all the way down to where I was born, here it is, 200 million. 0.71. Wow, right? I guess I'm wrong. I mean, I have to be, right? When was 130 million? Maybe I'm confusing it with my father's age. That falls right there. That's where he is. Maybe I am. That's a bizarre thing for me to do, though. So 70 million people were born between my father being born and me. Okay, so 68. Let's go to 78. 10 years. 22.58 million people. Hold on a second. August. What is this? July 78, 79, 80 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, 78, 9, 90. Here's July 1st, 1990. 27 million. We went 22 million. Oh, wait, I went too far. We're going to 88, right? 244.5. So from 78 to 88, 22 million again. So we're right on target. Let's go to 98. 275, 44, 54, 64, 74, 75. So 31 million people. 8 more people were born that year than the previous 2 decades, or that decade, I'm sorry. 2008. Let's see if the trend continues. So 275 to 304. 85, 95, 2005, or 3005. All right, 29. It dropped a little bit. And now let's go to 18. So we're back down to 24 million people being born in those 10 years. And 326 to now, 342. Right on pace. About 23 million people every year get born. How many people die every year? How many people die in the United States each year? 3 million. Let's just say 3.1 million. It's 3.090. 2022. So 3.28 million deaths. What does that have to do with anything? Population control. It's really strange how controlled it is, except for that one decade where there was an extra 8.5 million people born. It's over double, almost triple the average. That's weird. I'm just saying that's interesting. What happened? Were there more missing people reported in those years in that decade? After that, is that why there was a big drop? It's a big drop. Anyway, I don't know. What does it have to do with aliens? Good question. If I was to look at this from that standpoint, from that perspective, why would I think that? Why would I think aliens? There's no reason. Unless they eat humans. Wouldn't it be weird? And I think there is a religion or maybe a cult that believes our heart and or liver or a part of our body, the human body, not just white people. There's something in our body that gives youth, that gives rejuvenation, can heal, right? Healing qualities, live longer, live healthier, live forever. Well, nobody's doing that yet. But, man, what a weird world. All right, I'm going to move on. I was going to play some, but I'm not now. Rose cuckold on the Hellfire thing. Are we still talking about this? Hellfire missile UFO is unusual. Pentagon has not denied legitimacy. The Pentagon and U.S. Central Command have declined to comment. They've not denied its legitimacy, which is significant. It's also significant that no major media outlets have debunked it yet. Well, gosh darn it, for the life of me, can't remember if I played this. It's 8.5 minutes. I watched about 30 seconds of it to see if I could jar my memory, and I can't. I'm not sure I played this. I think I set it up to be played, got sick, and it was just in the queue. And I apologize if I've already played this. I know there was another part of this that I did play, but this I don't think is it. But anyway, this goes around what the Pentagon and U.S. Central Command declining to comment. They've not denied its legitimacy. Yet nothing.
Fire away, Megan. What's the first question of the day?
All right, firstly, I'm going to get your reaction to this. Friend of the show, UAP James, he posted this on X. Pentagon officials decline comment on Hellfire missile UFO. Quote, "We have nothing for you." Now, he got this from ABC News. Their senior Pentagon reporter did this video report last night. The anchors were kind of giggling and laughing when they reported it, which is a little disrespectful, but that's another story. I want your reaction to the Pentagon statement, "We have nothing for you."
Okay, just to give people some background, obviously in the hearing, Representative Eric Burleson, out of nowhere, out of left field, he tabled a video allegedly captured by US military drones off the east coast of Yemen on the 30th of October 2024. And the footage shows an unidentified object described by him as a small orb or a cylindrical object being targeted and struck by what is an AGM-114 Hellfire missile that was fired from an MQ-9 Reaper
There
drone.
it is. Overlander got it.
A lot of people at the hearing, they testified that the video raises questions about whether it's advanced non-human technology. The suggestion is that it might be anomalous. And the reason for this is because the object does appear to survive the impact unscathed, and it continues moving. Now, I just want to go through this in some detail because we've had a lot of questions from people. I'm still reserving judgment on whether the video is in and of itself an anomalous object. And by anomalous, obviously the possibility that it might be something of NHI origin, non-human intelligence technology, in other words. The video's in black and white. It's probably from the MQ-9's sensor systems, and it shows a small, bright object moving steadily across the water at a consistent speed. There's another drone tracking the object while a second off screen launches the Hellfire missile, which enters the frame from the left as a fast-moving streak. When it hits, at around about 20-25 seconds, the missile appears to bounce off or deflect without detonating, which causes some debris or fragments to scatter. The object deforms slightly, tumbles, and then sheds, or some smaller pieces appear to come out of it. It maintains its trajectory and continues flying. It lasts about 50 seconds and ends without showing the object's final fate. And it's basically, the big question is this anomalous? I think it's unusual that a Hellfire missile, which is, a massive missile, an incredibly powerful missile, could hit an object and it observes the kinetic energy in a particular way, but nothing much happens. Let's talk about the MQ-9 Reaper. It weighs 100 pounds. It's designed for anti-armor or ground targets. It's not usually used in an air-to-air role, but that's not unprecedented. One of the speculations is that it might not have been configured for proximity detonation, which could explain the bounce effect. Maybe it grazed or kinetically impacted without full warhead detonation, is what one person's told me. Now, the interesting thing about it is the UAP does appear subsonic. It's not going particularly fast. There's no visible propulsion signatures or evasive maneuvers. It maintains a straight path pre-impact, tumbles post-strike, sheds something, and I guess you could say its behavior is consistent with some kind of damage, but it's not totally destroyed. Another expert I've spoken to told me that parallax from the drone's movement and low resolution may exaggerate the object's speed or shape, making it appear more orb-like at times, but it does look like it's a cylinder. So, is it authentic? So the best brains I've spoken to have told me it does appear to be authentic military vision. And maybe the Pentagon doesn't want to comment one way or the other because they just don't want to admit the capabilities of the sensor systems of their MQ-9 Reaper drones. Representative Burleson can't say, because he doesn't know where it came from, the origin of the drone. He says he was dead dropped the video, which means we have no idea of its provenance. Moreover, the metadata has been scrubbed to remove classified sensor data. There is an independent review underway, but as you've said, Megan, the Pentagon and US Central Command have declined to comment, and they've not denied its legitimacy, which is significant. It's also significant that no major media outlets have debunked it yet as fabricated. A lot of people are just tying themselves up in knots, arguing about whether it's a real anomalous object or not. My best answer, when I'm basically flummoxed, I go to Billy Kryak. Billy Kryak's got a great Twitter feed site. And Megan, I've sent you the link for this. I'm sure Billy wouldn't mind if we used a section of his analysis. He's got a great Twitter feed at Billy Kryzak. My apologies, Billy. Billy Kryzak. His Twitter feed is called Pro Pixel Video Analysis and Research. And he believes that there is something odd about the object. In the video that he's done, you can actually see what appear to be, but maybe it's a parallax effect, orb-shaped objects coming out of the back of the object after it's hit. They're momentarily sort of moving around, and then they appear to move into a track in parallel behind the slightly hit object as it continues its track. That's not consistent with a balloon, and that's Billy's argument, that this is not consistent with how a balloon would behave. If you hit a balloon with the kinetic energy of a 100-pound Hellfire missile, that balloon would not be there anymore, even though its detonation never happened.
Do we know how high the object was when it was hit? Because I have an idea. Okay, it is weird. It does look like those pieces are following the same path as the object that was hit. However, if it's very high up, even if it's 2,000 feet up, it would take some time for that to hit the ground, right? We don't get enough footage after the fact to see that. All we know is it gets hit, and I don't know, what is it, 15 seconds later, that's it. We see the pieces in the same area, maybe because they're all knocked out of whack and they're all falling, like that, and the perpetual motion makes it seem like they're being followed. It's being followed, or they're all in the, I don't know. That's all I got. They're all in perpetual motion is what I'm trying to say. So we don't get to see, I don't know how many feet it is, but I'm telling you, if it's 1,000 feet, it would take, 10 seconds for it to hit the ground, we learned with 9/11. So, free fall speed, steel towers, didn't even get burned. Why'd they take him to China? All right, well, watch the rest.
So I think we should reserve judgment about whether it is an anomalous object, but certainly there are, according to Billy, anomalous features of the way that object behaves after it's hit. But frankly, it'll take better brains than mine to reach a definitive conclusion about whether the explanation is prosaic or not. The fact that it was engaging off Yemen suggests, of course, it might have been some kind of Houthi drone or balloon. We just don't know. I don't think the balloon explanation washes based on what Billy Kryzak has said here. Thank you very much.
Okay, and I will play a little clip from Billy's analysis right here.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
so
he
is this
says.
a balloon or not? I really don't think it is. And all we have to do is look at the kinetic picture, right? The kinetic energy involved at the exchange that happens between the Hellfire missile and the object itself. When this thing hits, if this was a balloon, balloons have very little mass, right? They are buoyant, so they just don't weigh that much because they can only weigh as much as the air that it would of the space of the air that it would occupy. So that being said, if this was a balloon, the Hellfire missile would most likely just pass right through it. It would pop or rip it open, and there would be very little deflection of the Hellfire, just because you're not dealing with enough mass to really change the direction of the missile. Not as fast as this happens, right? It's almost instantaneously. It is instantaneously. And then when you look at the object, when it takes the hit from the Hellfire, it's that Hellfire, all the energy in it is transferring into the object, and it really shifts it hard. In fact, it shifts it so hard over that the camera system loses lock on it.
Let's not forget that Hellfire missile only weighs what, 100 pounds? It wasn't going at what, Mach 90 or anything like that. It was probably doing 40, 50 miles an hour, right? I don't know. Maybe, yeah, let's say it's going 100. It's going 100 miles an hour with a 100-pound impact per square inch. That's over 100,000 pounds a square inch of pressure. No wonder why there were 3 pieces that broke off. I have yet to hear somebody say those 3 little objects that came off the object when it was hit didn't actually come off because it was hit, that those 3 objects detached themselves milliseconds before the Hellfire missile reached it, and it was being used as a defense system. Didn't work. Still got hit. But I didn't see that. And I'm not going to say who it was that told me that, because I don't know if they were just saying that to see if I would say that. And I don't want to give that person the credit of making me look bad when I actually look good. Ain't that right? I'm messing with you, mister. You know who you are. All right. Get back to work. Get me started. What time is it? Oh, yeah, that's right. We did a part 2 because we had to. All right, I'm going to play you this. This is crazy. If Third Phase of Moon played this and featured it, it has got to be played here for you tonight. So here we go. Third Phase of Moon. It's unstoppable, the title says. The thing will not stop growing. Mind-blowing UFOs. In 3, 2, a goo. Welcome back, everybody. Cake Bluzins.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. You've got Blake and Brent Cousins, and we're bringing you the latest videos coming in from Kitten, Panama.
This is good.
The parent symbiote, the Venom. It's growing. It's getting bigger. Some people are saying that they've debunked this 100%. Others say, hold up, not quite. We're still following the story. Officially, Ken Panama has been hijacked a few times on his channel. Apparently, up on his channel. He said that this was for entertainment purposes only. Then that was taken down. Videos are being deleted. More videos are being uploaded. But this story still has some legs, and we're going to be covering it along with a bunch of UFO videos. But look at this. Apparently, this thing is getting so large, he can't house it in his safe anymore, and he's got some kind of refrigerator that he's going to put it in. Here's the video.
What is it, gonna explode? He's washing it? Yeah, wash the hell off of it. It's Satan. What are you doing? Burn that thing. I'm playing games here. Right? Give it to an institution or something. Why are you playing with nature? Oh, Jiminy Christmas. He's gonna be the plant. Next time we see him, he's gonna be the plant. Eat me! Remember that movie? Eat me, you mother. Woo! Oh, not yet? Oh. I'm telling you, this has got the creepy plant man-eating vibes. Every part of this is just wrong. Don't you get it? Run! Run! Neighbors are probably like, what's wrong with this guy?
All right, I guess it's a little dark. Apparently, sunlight will make this thing grow larger. That's why he films under the darkness. So this thing apparently doesn't grow faster than it already has. But there he just threw it into the water cooler. That was a little creepy. It's kind of hard to see.
It's a plant, Blake. It's not alive like a person. He's getting all emotional. You know, it's kind of hard to see. You know, that poor little plant, you know, just being ripped out of its roots, its home. Yeah. Listen, or am I wrong? Or was he being emotional about something else?
Darkness. So this thing apparently doesn't grow faster than it already has. But there he just threw it into the water cooler. That was a little creepy. It's kind of hard to see.
Oh, hard to see. Hard to see because it's dark. Okay, gotcha, Blake. Gotcha. My bad.
It's in there.
I thought he meant like, God, this is hard to watch.
Kind of hear it. Let's brighten things up. This is enhanced footage.
Oh wow!
There it is. It's inside, just kind of crawling. Who knows what it is? This story is still continuing, so we're going to keep covering it. But here's another breaking story. Just in, apparently, the National Archives Records Administration (NARPA) has uploaded a video or photographs of 1947 claiming that this is the Roswell incident. We're going to delve into this. Is this a mistake? Did NARPA actually give us the actual crash from Roswell? Let's go over these photos and break this down. Brent, what's your thoughts on this drop?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. This just came out today, and we're looking at a photograph of an apparent crash, the site of the 1947 infamous story. When the military came out the day afterwards, they said it was a weather balloon. I don't know any weather balloon that would leave an impact in the ground like this. This was something else. We see debris of metal and other kind of, weird objects. Here's a high angle.
All right, so lickety dickety. One impact, a little impact, two impact, a little bigger. It does look like something skipped along the ground as it came crashing to earth. Oh yeah!
Of the crash itself too. This isn't no balloon crash. If this is indeed a real shot drop from the United States government, well, they got some explaining to do.
Yeah, I guess it's vintage film. It looks like you could almost see some military fatigues on the person's clothing there. But we're actually getting vintage. I don't know. I think this could be Super 8, way back in the day, black and white, filming photographs of the infamous crash in Roswell. Is this what we're looking at? The National Archives apparently just dropped this recently. Is it a mistake, or is this some kind of little disclosure going on? Look at this impact crater. I'm not sure if this is after they removed, if indeed this is the location, the disc itself, and this is the debris left behind. We don't see any sort of alien bodies, any memory metal whatsoever, but it definitely looks like some kind of crash.
All right. Pretty interesting, right?
Site.
Guys, we want to get that off there now. I think that was it for now. Okay. So if you watch the what's that? If you watch the briefing, UFO hearing, whatever. What'd I say? If you watched it on September 9th, you would like the story of that guy. Was it Dylan Borland, or I think it was Borland. His story is well, I don't know. Arrow was maybe trying to hide the reality of extraterrestrial life being present on this planet. He explained the scientific method and concludes by saying, we do have things. That's what Borland said. Dylan Borland. Dylan, that's it. Explaining the convenient language used by Arrow, the DOD, Arrow, whatever, to actually hide the reality of extraterrestrial life being present on this planet. It blows my mind. They created a little convenient language just to trick everybody. Why can't they just do that when they're around each other? Hey, I didn't know you were going to be at Walmart. I had no idea you shop here either. You know what I mean? Why you got to be all surreptitious and do it on the job? These people make no sense to me. None. Dangerous. It's dangerous how silly people are. What? Oh, yeah, I have that clip. Yeah. All right, watch. Let me pull it up here. Actually, this is important. I believe so. Check this out. This is about his reality and the Pentagon's reality, I believe. Listen.
And then finally, Mr. Borland, when you engaged with Arrow in 2023, you noted that their public statements did not match the reality that you and others had witnessed. In your assessment, what were the key limitations of Arrow?
You know, I would put it to you this way. The statement Arrow has made is scientific evidence of extraterrestrials. Scientific evidence requires a scientific control. Extraterrestrial is an entity on another planet. The only way to scientifically prove extraterrestrial is we have to go to that planet, acquire technology, bring it back, and compare it to what we have here.
So you're saying they won't let anything out because, or they won't come forward unless they confirm that unless they go to the planet and confirm where its origin is.
That would be scientific evidence, yes. And by that statement, Arrow found no scientific evidence of extraterrestrials is basically, I don't want to call it a psyop, but a misrepresentation, because we do have things. But making that statement is not technically a lie. It's a misrepresentation of the full truth.
Thank you.
Wow. I want you to listen to that statement alone.
misrepresentation because we do have things, but
we do have things, but now it's funny. While you're listening to this, I don't want your focus to be taken away by the two cotton balls in the background. So try to focus on what Borland is saying and don't be me and watching this guy shaking his head and this lady falling asleep. Very important what we're hearing here. This is the narrative they want us to believe.
things. But making that statement is not technically a lie. It's a misrepresentation of the full truth.
Thank you.
That's crazy. I love it. I love this stuff. Because you don't know who's telling the truth. Mr. Borland could be totally full of right? How would we know that he's telling the truth? Follow the money. Yeah, I always say that. But now we're going down another path that is a lot harder to go down. Been down that path before. And yeah, of course, follow the money, follow the money. It's an easy thing to say because it's always true. It's just hard to follow the path of everybody's money trail. Well, maybe it's not hard. It's just, do I want to do something I already know the truth to? Yes, you have to prove it to everybody else that you're not the crazy one. Doesn't it show? I mean, don't you see what I see? Nah. I mean, really. You'd think this stuff would be public record, right? Till you get it in your hand and it's got thick black lines through it. Thanks for the transparency. The hell did they give me? Sucks. Oh, I gotta show you this. Oh my God. Nah. Roswell, again. Yeah, I should have played this right after the other video. Whoops. This is breaking. The National Archives and Records Administration has uploaded a video of the Roswell incident in 1947. Oh, they're showing us the 3 pictures. They pretty cool. No big deal. Same thing we just looked at. It's interesting. Does look like it could be. Now, we don't have any proof. We don't have any proof. And if there are longitude and latitude lines there, people should be heading out there right now. Right? See if they can find anything. Anyway, what's that? Yeah, it's about time. Maybe it is time to go. What time is it? Oh, we got a little bit left. I think I've got one more thing to talk about. Let me see what I got. Remove some things here. I'm not in the mood. No, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. I get so many things from Reddit on UFOs, but they're easy to weed out. It's just amazing how many came through today and yesterday. Don't need that. James Fox. I think this might be the post I wanted. Let's take a look. After I delete these 62 messages, go. All right. James Fox, where are you? There it is. All right. We have it says, will have picture lock by Friday. I'm very proud of this completely revamped cutout of moment of contact, roughly 50 minutes of new footage with the most credible firsthand testimony I've ever heard. Coming soon. Let me see what they give us here. Okay. Nothing. All right, thanks for letting us know. This is getting crazier by the minute. The thing that's growing. I'm not interested. I'm not interested yet. I'll be interested in that thing if it does something. Oh my God, overnight it grew bigger than a house. You know what I mean? It bust out of a vault. Something like that. Okay. This says watch from the 16-minute mark. All right, let me see what this is. This is if you laugh, you're conservative. All right, let me see. Well, I'm just going to play it. CK is CV. In 3, 2. If you laugh, you're conservative. I know.
What's his name?
What did he look like?
No, because then you're going to get me in trouble describing him.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
No, I know you know, and that's why you're asking me what he looked like.
Was he small or big?
I'm not even going to say that.
Oh, what color was that fella?
Human.
Jasmine Crockett before Congress.
First of all, it's good to see you in the new year.
This is amazing. Listen to how she speaks.
You know, no one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago.
Why is she speaking so white?
That I would be running for Congress.
And Jasmine Crockett after Congress.
Maybe because these people, they are crazy because they always talk about how Christian they is. Yeah, I don't know how many of them on that side are getting divorced because they getting caught up sleeping with their co-workers, staffers, interns, all the things. Yeah, you ain't got to believe me. Just go Google. You'll find some of it. I'm telling you.
Is Jasmine Crockett the way she is because of Congress, or is she just a fraud? Let me know.
When you
I mean, really. That's just Looney Tune, right? We've seen them all do it. They're all frauds. In Congress, whatever. All right, I got to play this. Matthew McConaughey and Joe Rogan, and then we're going to talk about the video. Joe Rogan and Matthew McConaughey talk UFOs and the impact disclosure would have on the world. It's just funny to me to listen to celebrities talk about UFOs. Not Joe Rogan, more or less Matthew McConaughey in this situation. Joe, I'm used to, but even he seems to be sidestepping what he really believes just to go along with what most people don't believe. I mean, they say the right things, I think. So let's take a listen. Come on. It wouldn't let me grab it. Here we go. Let's get rid of this. Add this. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Here you go.
The guy that Hal put off and a bunch of these scientists, he brought them together and said, we have recovered a crashed UFO on more than one occasion, and we have a back engineering program, and we're considering disclosure to the American people. I want you to list the positives, the positive impact of society, and the negatives.
Yeah.
And they did it with quite a few different scientists, and they all had more negatives than positive.
If they came out with this information,
Exactly.
to share this information, what would be the effect on society?
Yes.
More
And
negatives than positives.
More negatives than positives.
Because?
Disruption of religion, government,
How does
economy.
that disrupt religion?
Well, I mean, it depends on your religion.
I understand how it does. I just don't.
Depends on your religion, and depends on where these things are from and what is happening. What do we know?
In the Bible, Ezekiel has golden chariots from the sky.
Exactly. Yeah, and a wheel within a wheel. Yeah, the Ezekiel stuff sounds like a UFO encounter. And it's not the only version of that in ancient texts. In the ancient Hindu texts, they have vimanas, these things that are flying through the sky. Like, what are those things? In the Rig Veda. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, there's all these depictions of these things that sound like you're talking about a spaceship or at the very least some kind of technology. Like this thing about the Nephilim, like that the gods mated with women and created man who are monstrous. Boy, doesn't that sound like aliens came down and genetically manipulated primates and created human beings? That's a version of it that you could imply from the text. It's all really weird stuff, man. Like really weird. If you found out that was all true, it would probably change everything about society. And this is what Herbert Walker and those guys decided after. So Hal Puthoff was explaining it to me on the podcast, like how they put a numerical value to each thing. I'm like, like we were that close?
Right.
You know, I don't know, man. I'm getting sick of I don't know where the video is. That I just had it. I don't understand. I don't understand it. I really don't. I'm going to have to go in my history. This is absolutely crazy. Absolutely nuts. On anybody who's emailed me, sorry I didn't get back to you. I'm literally looking at all of your emails from September 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th are all missing. What just came through was all of yesterday, which wasn't a lot, the 15th, and 2 on the 14th from David. One from David, one from X. And then on the 13th, there were 2 from Nathan. This is crazy. Guys, I don't know what to say. My emails, that account seemingly hacked. I hate to say those words. I'll have to make up a new one. Ben sent me something I probably like. I see it now. All right, I'll email everyone back. Let me finish up the show. Now, I was looking for the video. So I have to go in my history under Rich Saves America, because that's where I was looking at everything, and see if I could find the video that I watched on this account. This is so dumb. This is so bizarre, guys. Here we go. History. All right. to say. Really, I don't. I know I emailed it to myself like I always do. So anytime I see a video I want to play on this show, I share it through email to goofonradio@gmail. And it's just bizarre to me that this has happened so many times. I lost count. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's so weird. I don't have the video I wanted to play, but let's see if it's on. Maybe I was on the Goof On channel after all. Give me one more chance here. All right, let's go into history. Here we go. All right. Maybe it was a short. Let's see. No, not here. I'll have to go back. Dr. Stephen Greer dropped UFOs under Earth's oceans. Lights in the sky. Dun dun dun. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, wait. Come on. So close. It looks like we're going to be there. And the next thing you know, it goes all over nothing. Look at this. Where am I? History. Okay. All right. Truth about the Hellfire UFO. That's not what we want. We want the, what is it called? The bird? What is it called again? Oh my God. I want to, what is it called? Well, I can't think of it. Until next time, we'll have to figure out things. Oh, wait. The Squid UFO. Squid UFO. Oh, that's what it's called. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this, my peeps. Squid UFO. All right. All right, that's a year ago. Nah, I don't want that one. Oh, he's live now talking about. Oh. No. No. Man, there's so many different ones. What's that? Oh, yeah, you can't see it? That's a shame. All right, I'm just going to end it. Sorry to keep that dragging on, but I'm hungry and I better eat. Hey, man, tomorrow I'll make it up. Tomorrow's going to be a great show. I just got a feeling. What time's the game on tomorrow? 7? 4? Doesn't matter. All right. Thank you for hanging out. Moderators, super chatters, newcomers, and veterans. Sorry about last night, but this sickness just hit me like a freight train. You know, I know something else that's like a freight train. Anyway, thank you very much for hanging out, and we'll learn something tomorrow. Sorry. Couldn't get a good lesson in tonight. It's my fault. It's always my fault. Right? No? This is weird. All right. See you guys on the flip side. That was a horrible, horrible ending. All right. Be safe out there. If you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out. For ufology. Truthology for ufology. What about it? Yeah, we got it here. I just didn't hit the button, that's all. Oh, it's Truthology for ufology. Yo.
From the sky, no one and no alibi, life burning hotter than the sun, fake prophets cashing in the dream, selling hope through a broken beam. What's the truth? Where's it gone? The dark echoes of a question mark.